Yes. So client closet means that I have over 300 pieces ranging from sizes of extra small to 5X for all of my clients. And so you have complete access to that whole closet. I pull out pieces that I think will work best with your body type and body shape and all of that, because I get that from talking to you for one-on-one. And then I go through the client closet and pull pieces that will work for you. And then we have a little fashion show, and we see which ones work best, which ones don't, which ones match like the style that we're going for, and which ones you feel confident in. And that's where we go. I usually pull like 7, and most people, I don't even know if I have a number that most people wear. It just depends on the session. Some people have 3 different looks, and some people have 6 different looks, and we just zip through them. It's just all different. So like my last one, I think she only had 3, but she still had a huge gallery and loved all of them. So it's like, it all depends. Yeah. Oh, and I always, like, you have to understand that we're going to be like friends by this point, but I always give you a wedgie. You kind of have to have a wedgie or else your butt doesn't look as good. Because if you're wearing like full coverage butt stuff, like you don't have a butt. Even if you got a big butt. You don't have a butt when your butt's all covered by a piece of fabric, so we gotta shove it up in there. And I'm pretty aggressive about it, Kylie says. I don't think I'm aggressive. I like to just put it up there. That looked bad. I don't finger your butthole. I just take the underwear and make it.
So then what happened to me?
I did not finger your butthole. I hate you. I've never fingered anybody's butthole before. Okay, there's questions. You mean I don't get a... Yes, okay, don't get a horrible fake tan before your session. I will tell you definitely not to do that. I'm glad you got your tank top and love it. I'm reading the comments. Oh my god. Sorry. She adds a lot to my life. It's pretty much the best thing ever. All right, next question is, I hope I cleared up about outfit. Of course, again, I didn't cover this, I guess. Of course, if you want to bring outfits, you are more than welcome to. In one of those lovely emails of the 15 emails that you get sent is a whole list of lingerie recommendations and sites to shop on and what I recommend and why I recommend them. So, and a lingerie guide for tips that fit your body type best. Was that a good speech? I don't know. I just kind of winged it. Kylie says I talk too fast. It's kind of true. All right, nobody's commenting. The fuck? Let's see. Hair and makeup. Do you help or suggestions for someone that sucks at doing their own? Kylie, do you have an answer for hair and makeup?
Brie will do both your hair and your makeup for you. It's included in your session fee.
Kylie says Brie will do both your hair and makeup for you. It's included in your session fee.
I think that's accurate.
It is accurate. Yep. I used to have a makeup artist come on, and then I realized that every time they left, I was just fixing their work to fit like my camera and how I shot, or it was too dramatic, and then I had to fix it because they looked like a drag queen. And so I just learned how to do the shit myself. And yeah, so we just do hair and makeup, me and you, and that's how it goes. And if, of course, if you're a couple, then he just kind of hangs out while we listen to music and eat snacks or whatever, and yeah.
How do you handle makeup during COVID-19?
I handle it like always. No, I'm just kidding. I sanitize everything. So if she asked about any makeups you suggest that we bring ourselves. So in one of those amazing emails is a prep guide again. And I ask all my girls to either come with your face like primed with their foundation on, because that's the only step I ask for, or to bring foundation, just because a lot of people's skin is really particular, and I just don't want to cause any like skin issues like breakouts or anything. So I do ask that you bring your base foundation just to make sure that like you're good. If you don't care, I of course can do it and I have it on hand, but I do ask that if you have any skin issues or like have a certain skin thing that you just don't want, like, to bring your own foundation or to wear your base before you come in, and then I finish it up. She asked about COVID. All my brushes are always cleaned after every session and everything else, and my whole studio is sanitized. And I now like I mop after everyone. Well, I vacuum, sweep, mop, and wipe everything down with like this bleach spray stuff. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know. I buy it. That's all that matters. They have it. And then like bleach wipes are all over my studio. I also have hand sanitizer everywhere. And all of my outfits are sanitized. Well, all my outfits that are worn during someone's session or looked at are sanitized after a session. So everything that's brought out for you to look at and you touch goes into the washing machine and is like done on like a sanitation setting and is cleaned. But also I require my girls to wear a barrier between my outfits and themselves, and so that's why you are required to bring like a black thong and a black bra. The black bra is just because you can pair a black bra with anything, but a black thong is so you can wear it under all the outfits in between as a barrier between you and my outfits, on top of sanitizing them. So yeah. Okay, I'm just making sure you do the best makeup. Thank you, Lindsay. Let's see. I hope I answered that. Ask away. Da, 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 da. I'm just making sure that I'm answering those all. What would you say is the biggest misconception people have about sessions? The number one that I don't find happens with me a lot, because I'm pretty straightforward in my beliefs and how I run my business, is that you have to be a certain size, or that you have to be society's like version of whatever they call as beautiful. But that's not me, and I definitely don't believe that, and I don't think that there's one type of beautiful. As you can see on my site, I will not display like just a certain size people, whether that be size 2 or size 18. It doesn't matter to me. That's just not my business model. So I would say the biggest misconception is definitely like that size matters for this, and that also that size determines your worth, or whether you're worthy of one of these like experiences.
Or that you can't get into certain positions.
Or that you can't get into certain positions. 100% true. It doesn't matter what your size is. I've had people who are smaller that can't do certain poses, and we just make it work. I pose you and I move your body in a different way to make it work and to make it look just as good. Yeah, Kylie's a size 12 and she can't arch her back for fucking shit. She's just like, no. But if she bends over, she's great because she's got gorgeous butt. So exactly, like pros and cons. We all have pros and cons, but that's what makes us perfect in our own way. So yeah, I have really short legs, so I have to learn how to pose myself to emphasize my legs that make them look long, even though they're really short, because I'm only like 5'3". I used to be 5'4", but now I'm short, so I don't know what happened, but it happened. Yeah.
How do you keep my eyes from looking dead?
I usually make you laugh. Kylie asked how I make her eyes stop from looking dead. Normally, so for Kylie, I don't shoot eyes a lot, but Kylie refuses to touch herself. So we had to like improvise a little bit, because normally I don't shoot eyes too much. But if I do, normally you're laughing, and then I ask you to be serious, and then I make you, normally I ask people to think about sexual things, but when I ask Kylie about sexual things, she just laughs. So that doesn't work either. But normally we go through that, and I give you better eyes. Kylie's eyes get dead after about 1.5 seconds. So she's fun. But as I said, I don't do a lot of eyes, and if I do, it's usually after I make you do something like really sexual, and then I'll be like, look at me. And so your head is in the sex game already, and so I'm getting sex eyes, and it works out. I hope I'm answering all these questions. Let's see. I hope that's the biggest. Oh, and I guess the biggest misconception before I actually shot sex was that I shot porn. But now my mom says I actually do shoot porn, so I can't say that anymore. So, but it's still not porn in my opinion. It's just beautiful, intimate, I don't know, gorgeousness. It's art, and that's what I'll stand by for the rest of my life. So, yeah. No porn looks as good as my photos of sex do, so that's fucking truth. That's all I have to say to that. How often do clients come in extremely this question is from Ashley Marie. I can't read the last name because I need my glasses on and I don't have them on. How often do clients come in extremely nervous and then are soaring by the end of the session? I feel like that would be me. I would say probably 80% of the time. What? I would say like everybody unless they're a repeat client. The only, and you know what's funny is that even sometimes my repeat clients, like my friend Ashley, who's in this group, Ashley Guy has been shot by me 2 or 3 times. She came in the last time. I was like, I don't know, I'm really nervous today. I was like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, we have dinner together every week. Why are you nervous? Like, but she always leaves soaring. But yeah, it was just really funny. But 90% of the time, if you're a repeat client, you just come in ready to like strip for me. It doesn't matter because you've met me and we've had fun. But my first time clients are always so nervous. And we do. They're nervous until about like I mean, hair and makeup's great, and they get like relaxed, and then it's like time to get like changed into lingerie or get posing, and then you're always nervous for the first 5 to 10 minutes. And so I put you in like the piece that you're like, it's all right, but like it's not great, and then I pose you in a way that like it's your getting started poses. No one ever chooses them. And that's just the truth. And I know that going into it, that nobody ever chooses them. Sorry, my phone's dying, so I gotta plug you in. No one ever chooses them, but I do them so that you learn how to do the things because I'm, what? Oh, sorry. I'm a movement photographer. I'm not a like sit and pose photographer. And so what I do is, sorry, I'm like trying to plug my phone in, is I teach you how to move sexually and how to look more like erotic when you move and how to do things in a more erotic way that looks more beautiful. And so it's a lot less like put your hand here or do this or do that. It's more of like, okay, so we're going to teach you how to like rub yourself and how to rub your body in a way that looks and feels more sensual. And I want you to actually feel through that and how that feels to like touch your arm like this and to like raise your fingers lightly across your arms. And we go through all that. So I guess part is like probably why I'm going to be a sex coach is that I'm really big about learning feelings and how like the connection works and what that does to like your body and your eyes and your dilating and all that fun stuff. It's a lot, I know, talking bullshit. Now I don't have my questions and nobody's commenting. It's really awkward. I really wish you guys would comment to me to say something. Let me get these questions so I don't feel as lost. You guys want to comment? It's really awkward that you're not saying anything to me. Okay, so, but yeah, so most people, I will say, everybody leaves feeling on top of the world and like a whole new person and ready to see the pictures. I show you the back of the camera, I show you what some of the photos look like, and you're already like, holy shit, how is that me? And I'm like, yes. Yep, first 5 minutes are mad awkward. If it's Shark Week, we reschedule. I do not shoot anybody on Shark Week, and there's a reason for that. Nobody feels beautiful when they're bleeding out of their vaginas. No one. I'm not mad at it. We can reschedule. I'll just move you to a different day. It's not a big deal. Not mad at all. Of course, if you're like, you move it and then you have your like period the next time at a whole different time, I'm gonna be like, yo, you just wanted to move the first time because like you had something going on. So just be truthful. If you have to move it, that's fine. I don't get mad. I just don't think that anybody feels like gorgeous when they're bloated and feeling gross and craving all the chocolate. We're all like 3 to 5 pounds heavier during our period. Not that weight matters, but nobody feels like the most beautiful during their period. I always feel really gorgeous like 2 days after my period ends. Don't know why. I feel like super in tune with my body in that moment. But like during, don't talk to me. Yeah. If you guys don't like see selfies and stuff from me, it's because it's Shark Week and I'm like not feeling anything about myself or my life. So yeah. Right, Kai?
Oh, no, I don't have Shark Week anymore.
Nobody feels beautiful when they're bleeding out of their vaginas.
Oh, I feel beautiful when I'm bleeding.
Really? Mm-hmm. Oh, well, Kylie says she feels beautiful when she bleeds out of her vagina, so.
I know that, but I don't get a lot of the same side effects.
But she does, yeah. So she gets like a fake period. She doesn't get like super bloated and doesn't like gush blood or anything. She like free bleeds where it's like 2 drops out of her vagina. I know there's a lot of talk about period blood. I have 0 qualms. It's fine.
If you want to feel beautiful, I definitely recommend free bleeding.
if you want to feel beautiful, she says she recommends free bleeding. But I don't think she understands that most people don't free bleed like 2 drops. Most people like bleed. Like, I'm gonna be bleed. If she told me to free bleed, I'd be sitting on this red chair and it'd be a lot more red. Be gross. So, yeah. Moving on to the next one. Haley, can you say that your session was great after the first 5 minutes, though? Even though the first 5 minutes were super awkward, the rest of it was fire. And then your photos were fire, and they're actually one of my display books in the studio, and I gush about that book so much. Okay, next question. Get out of my bag. I don't know what's in there, but get out. How do you break the nerves of someone that is sort of nervous for their first boudoir shoot? So I kind of just went over that. I teach you, and it's not like a split-second thing. It's not something where you're like, I'm good now. It's like you slowly are like, wow, I think I'm getting this. And then I show you a photo, and you're like, shit, I'm getting this. Holy shit, that's me. I did that. I look like that. And I'm like, yeah, you look like that. And you always look like that. You don't see yourself like that. So I get to take my camera from a position and show you what the rest of the world sees, and now you get to see it. So I hope you walk away for the rest of your life looking at that and being like, yo, I look like that to everybody else, even if when I look at the mirror, I don't see that shit, because that's what we all see, and that's just the truth. Shantae, we are talking about, I have a bunch of questions about like my experience and what that's like, and just educating everybody. At what stage in pregnancy do you recommend having a shoot done? I'd like to be big as possible and not having pictures done of a birth either. I usually recommend 36 weeks. 35, 36. You're not, like, you don't want to be, like, dying, so you're, like, walking around, not, like, yeah.
Oh my god, at 35 weeks, you can pop at any minute.
I know you could pop at any minute at 35 weeks. Okay, so 34 to 36 weeks is, like, my happy place for a session. Your belly is perfectly round. You're happy as can, like, that's your happy place. You're not like ready to, I mean, you're kind of ready to be done, but you're not like, fuck this shit yet. But yeah, 34 to 36 weeks. So if you're going to be due anytime soon, book, because I am booking November. I did just have somebody who's trying to sell their spot for August 15th, but I don't know how that's going. Yeah. But I mean, I'd photograph a birth too, if you about that life. I don't care. I don't care at all. What are we talking? Okay then. Lol, my reaction. I don't know what your okay then reaction. Oh, about vaginas and free bleeding. That was your reaction. All the people who tuned on while we were talking about bleeding. Sorry. All right, so the nerves. Breaking the nerves is kind of just, as I said, it's a learning experience. It's not going to be a flip of the switch. You're going to get comfortable and think you're not nervous during like hair and makeup, because we're going to be talking and we have fun and whatever. But then the moment you get in lingerie, you're going to be a little bit nervous. And then those first 5 to 10 minutes is what we work to get past, and to get you through the nerves and to get you into feeling like yourself. Convincing my guy to agree to a couples session. I don't think I'm that far into sex coaching yet to tell you how to convince a man to do anything. Sex. Sex is normally the answer, in my opinion. Suck dick. That's literally, yeah, I was gonna say I can normally get anything for sucking dick, but now I think I suck dick too much that it wouldn't work anymore. It might still work. I don't know. He kind of bosses me around. Not for dick? Not for sucking dick? Not for dick? Oh, I don't okay, here's another thing. You can still do a couple's boudoir session in which your dude does not have to show me his dick. Dicks do not have to be out. I do not have to see penis. I don't. I have actually a couple session coming up on Tuesday in which there will be no dick involved. And that is one of my friends with her husband. And so I was kind of like, you gotta prepare me if I'm seeing his dick, because I'm I don't think I was ready. And he's kind of awkward, so it was going to be funny. And I'm already ready for the awkwardness, but I was not ready for the awkwardness plus his awkwardness of me staring at his penis because I'm photographing it. So we're going to start with a regular boudoir session. And then if he's good, maybe like later on move into the fact of erotica. But right now, I don't have to see your dick. Yeah, I don't have to see dicks if you don't want me to see dicks. Or he doesn't want me to see dicks. So just let him know, like, she's chill with you leaving your boxers on, and that's no different than you walking around in some gray sweatpants. So tell Reese that. He'll still say no. Okay, if you need, just have your husbands call me. We can have a chat. And I will say that you promise blowjobs, and it'll work. All right. On to the next one. I get in front of people and turn into Ricky Bobby. Like, what do I do with my hands? Ricky Bobby from Talladega Nights, right? I hope I'm saying it right. We can do that. I have the new tub if you want a milk bath session, and it's going to be set outside, and it's almost done. It's so beautiful. Oh, we're going to have an outside shower. I don't know if I've talked about that yet. That was supposed to be a surprise, but yeah, we're setting up an outdoor shower with the tub and like a copper outdoor shower so we can shower outside. Yeah. All right. Ricky Bobby comment. How do you work with someone who is just stiff? So I don't pose. We do movements, and you can't really be stiff with movements because I teach you how to not be stiff with movements. And so, again, learning process. Some people take 5 minutes to learn the process. Some people take 20, and there's no different. It doesn't bother me either way. Like, I'm just teaching you, and the whole point is not for me to get just like to pose you to get a decent picture. It's to teach you these things so that you feel more confident in your everyday life too, and in your sexual life, because you're learning how to touch yourself and how to rub yourself and how to feel the tips of your fingers touching your body. And to me, that's super important. And so you wouldn't be stiff because I teach you all that. Except for Kylie, who refuses to touch herself in front of me. She's saying no, but it'll happen when she least expects it. Yeah. So you start off, and it was funny. So what I do is I show you pictures from your first 5 to 10 minutes of your session, and I always include them because, like, what if you actually do like them? I don't actually think that, like, I'm always like, this is such a funny, like, thing to see is the transformation of people all of the time because it's crazy. But, like, I always include them so that you can see the transformation that, like, you walked in this person, and here's, like, your first couple photos. And I actually should show one of my last session, but I think their last ones are nudes. But so you walked in this person, and this is how like awkward and how much you weren't in tune with rubbing your body or touching your body or learning all of that. And then we show the last, like one of the last pictures or last outfits, and I'm like, and this is what you ended as. And like, look how in tune with yourself you are and how confident you are and how much you're feeling yourself and your body and how crazy the difference is in how much that's showing, not even just in this picture, but in yourself and the confidence that you walked out with. And that's actually why I've been like starting to push for wall art more, is because like when you wake up, so say you buy wall art and you put it next to your bed, when you wake up every morning, you see that picture, you remind yourself of that moment and how on top of the world you felt and how confident you felt. And then you have that confidence for the day. And that's why I wake up to my naked self every morning and my naked husband, but I'm saying on the wall. I wake up to him into my bed too, but that's different. Yeah. I think there's more questions. Let me see. How you doing over there, Kai? Thinking about touching yourself for me? No. Oh. How much retouching do you do after photos are taken? And this is asked by Brandy. Good question. So I'm one of the only, I don't know if I'm one of the only, but I pride myself on not being a photographer who changes like the whole premise of who the fuck you are. And you will notice that in my site. I'm not going to take away your cellulite. I'm not going to take away scars. I'm not going to take away anything that is permanent. So I'm someone who makes sure that you are learning to love yourself as you are, not that you're going to walk away with pictures of a completely different person. Like, if I'm going to make you smaller, that's saying that there's something wrong with your size. There's nothing wrong with your size. So why are we changing it? I'm not going to change something that there's nothing wrong with. There's nothing wrong with your scars, so why would I change that? And there's definitely nothing wrong with cellulite, so why the fuck am I changing that? I do.
Something not temporary, like if I have a big old boil on
Yes.
my face.
Okay, so Kylie said, what about something not temporary, like a big old boil on my face? I think she means big pimple, but I'm not sure. She said boil. No, I do. I edit facial stuff. I don't edit it for Kylie because she doesn't pay me enough. No, I'm just kidding. If she asked me to, I would. But so for people, if they have like blemishes or a pimple or something, I edit out acne, and I edit out, there's something else I had edited out. Oh, bruises. A lot of people come with bruises. Great sex life, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. So a lot of people come with bruises or pimples, or so tan lines are something that we have to have a talk about, because I do, from the get-go of booking, tell you not to get tan lines and tell you to work on not getting tan lines. And so I do charge extra to retouch tan lines because they take forever. If your skin underneath is bright white and then you have a beautiful base of orange tan, that is blue and orange, and they are not beautiful to edit together. And it takes me forever to edit that, and it's not a simple fix. And so I charge extra for editing tan lines out because of how hard it is, and because I give really strict tips and what to do and how to fix that before coming to see me. And so even if you've been at the beach all weekend, like all whatever, I say, okay, so you've been at the beach, whatever, you have tan lines, cool. Go buy a self tanner and put it on the spots that you didn't get tan and even it out and make it at least fade in nicely, because that's going to help. That I can work with. But if you have a stark line and you have done nothing, like, I'm not going to sit here and edit for 5 hours because you haven't listened to me. Listening to me is the biggest part, and that's why I take all the time to write the emails and to write how to do this and how to prep and how to save your pictures and how to make sure that they're gorgeous. And I don't do all that for my health. I do that so that you have stunning pictures. And if you're going against my advice and how much work I put in, then that's your own fault. And so I will edit things, like I'll smooth things a little bit, like I do smoothing, and that's a lot on the face because, I know everybody, even if we don't have pimples, like you might have like big pores that just like that day are like greasy or so. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Like today I have like pimples here that I don't normally have, but they're not like pimples. They're like blemish. There you go. That's the word, blemishes. And so I do smooth, like naturally smooth things. I don't like plastic smooth people, but I do naturally smooth them so like blemishes go away, or like little marks on your skin, or some of us like get kind of red on our chest when we get nervous. And so I do that. But for tan lines, that's a whole different ballgame. Yeah. Ask Ashley. She came in with some bad ones and I was like, girl, I told you. Sometimes tan lines are hot, if they're hot tan lines, but sometimes, most of the time, they're not hot. I have to make sure I answered all the right questions. Any more questions, party people? No?
Should I paint my fingernails?
Oh, that's a good one. Kylie asked about her fingernails. So, I like to tell my girls, if you're going to have your fingernails done, please do like a natural color. So like a tan is great, or a matte is great, like a mauve, that's a good color. Like navy. Navy is kind of sometimes too dark. It's like stark against your skin. A French manicure is gorgeous. Natural nails, if nice, are gorgeous. But yeah, I just recommend nice nails. You can have bruises for kink photos. If you like your bruises, I won't edit out your bruises. Of course, that's a thing. If you want them bruises edited out, I do edit bruises out because you can't like control that. I'm pale as shit. My legs are covered in bruises. So if you want your bruises out, I do take them out. Hope that helped. My husband keeps trying to call me. Oh, I think he's trying to show me the burgers he made. They're delicious looking. Everybody see, my husband's like a cook sometimes. Of course, when I'm not home. Last time he made me cinnamon rolls, though, so I can't be back. Any more questions? No? Nobody wants to ask me things? Oh, I was talking about nails. Yeah. So if you're going to stick with natural nails, just make sure you get them clean, because, like, look at mine. They're kind of clean, but they're not nice. But I do like natural nails. I have no problems with people coming in with natural nails. Please think about your nails. My prep guide does go over nails as well, but think about your nails. Go something natural, not like a bright color, because that's going to just stick out. Like one time somebody came with like neon orange, and it was terrible. Because that's what? Oh, Kylie says talk about pubic hair. Good question. So, and armpit hair. So, in my prep guide, oh, my husband just said to call to watch them eat, which is really funny. In my prep guide, it goes over grooming is what I call it. So it goes over shaving and when you should do that, and waxing, if you do waxing, when to do that. But it also goes over the fact that I do not ask that you change yourself in any way for the session. If you do not shave, do not shave. If you only trim, just trim. Do not come in here like trying to be something that you are not, because again, we are learning to love who we are, not a different version of ourselves. And there's nothing wrong with hair at all. Even if like there's nothing wrong with armpit hair, there's nothing wrong with leg hair, and there's nothing wrong with hair on your downstairs. I forgot genital hair, pubic hair. There you go. Lost my word. There's nothing wrong with it. Of course, like if you want to, I give the tips of when to do that, which is I think 2 to 3 days before your session. I say to do it. I did have somebody who got a wax like a day before, and it like all bumpy. Said it was the most terrible experience. And I do recommend I don't remember because I don't get a wax, but it's definitely in there to not be the day before. Don't do the day before. And don't shave the day before just in case you do have a reaction. So that's why I say 2 to 3 days, because then you know like your body levels back out from being irritated as shit from shaving. But again, please don't shave if you don't shave normally and that's not your vibe. There's nothing wrong with hair anywhere. So yeah, that's it. Please wear deodorant though, because even if you're a natural person, I do like when people wear deodorant. Kylie always smells like Christmas though. It's fine.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, never mind. That sounded really dumb. Never mind. Kylie doesn't smell like pine trees. She smells terrible, which is a story about Christmas. Anywho, any other questions? I don't know if you're getting the vibe, but I really like people to be themselves. And so I also was talking to someone about the fact that I do not have what a lot of photographers call a posing flow. An opposing flow means that you go into a session and you know that you're going to do this pose, this pose, this pose, this pose, and you know in order which you're going to do them, you know where the lighting's going to be to do them, and that's exactly how every session's going to go, because you know what poses sell, and you know what looks good, and you know the client will really like them, so that's just how you're going to do every single session. That's not me. I'm an artist, not just a business person, and so I don't know how my session's going to go until you walk into my door and I get to posing you, because every person is different. Okay, I'll tell you how to book in a second. Sorry. That's why, yeah, I lost my spot. Every session is different, and I'm an artist, and so I don't know what my session's going to look like until you walk in and I get the vibe from you and we vibe, and I know what kind of person you are, and I get whatever your feels are, and then I go based off that, and go off based off like what outfits we choose and what you have for a vision for our session. And so no session ever looks exactly the same, ever. No one has exactly the same pictures, and like they might have similar poses or similar like outfits, but they're never exactly the same, because every person is so different, and like how I run a session is completely different from each person.
Talk about shoes.
Shoes. Oh, I hate shoes. That's the conversation about shoes. I will say in the prep guide it says like you can bring 1 to 2 pairs of shoes. If you want like a photo where you're like I look like someone just who showed up at my husband's door and knocked and was like in a trench coat and high heels, and that's cool. We can do that photo. That's fine. But
I've never seen you do the one with the thong and the heel.
okay, so we're gonna get on to Kylie's next question in a minute. But shoes to me aren't natural, and so I photograph a lot of to me what is like natural. Like a woman like touching herself in her bedroom is completely natural to me. That is more normal. In lingerie, not so much. We just add that for the sexy appeal, I guess. But like sometimes I lay in my bed in lingerie and touch myself. That happens more often than I actually should admit to. Cause you, okay, so lingerie isn't just for other people, it's definitely for yourself too. So if you want to feel yourself, put on some sexy lingerie and feel yourself because that's just real. Like you don't have to just wear it to for somebody else to think that you look good in it. Like put it on yourself and look good in yourself, look good as yourself and get down with yourself because you deserve it. Anyway, that's a different topic. Kylie asked why she's never seen me hook a thong around a shoe and take a picture, the thong in high heel picture. I don't do cliche prop shit. That's just not real. I've actually stopped like asking or allowing people to bring in like random props like a fireman's helmet or something because like that's just it's just not my style and it's not my vibe and it's not what I'm going for in my business, and it's just not that's not that picture's not going to make you feel better about yourself. That picture's not going to make you feel gorgeous. It's just a prop photo for somebody else, and that's just not why I do this. So, yeah. If I'm trying on lingerie, I'm going to spend time with myself. Facts, yeah. When I get a new piece of lingerie, I'm going to be spending some time with myself. That's exactly right. If my husband's not home, it's me, myself, and I. And probably my bad drag. So it's chill. Uh, Shantae, yeah. So Shantae says that you can see me thinking. So yeah, so there is definitely pauses during my session in which I just stand there and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I just need a minute to think on what I want to do next. And then I think and I'll be like, no, I think I want that. I think I want something like that in your other outfit because that's not the look I'm going for you in this up. So we're gonna do and like I have a then I like start to like plan out things in my head, but it's just because I know you. I don't ever know walking in that what I'm gonna be doing. Yeah, it's and then yeah, I move furniture. Everything's on sliders, so everything goes sliding across the room, and I'm like, oh no, I want the chair. Or, no, I want the this long couch, or I want this other couch, or I want this couch. Yeah, it's terrible. I have lots of furniture, so and the bed's on wheels, and yeah, yeah, the bridal boudoir everybody does is kind of it's fine. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm just more of the bedroom type. Like I want it to look like you're just hanging out in your bedroom, touching yourself, enjoying yourself. The only props you can bring is if you want to bring your phone and pretend you're watching porn. I'd be about or watch porn. I don't really care. We can do that. Like I actually have one photo of myself in which I'm like my hand, like I'm touching myself and my phone's laying next to me and it looks like a picture's on there, but it's actually just like it's the tripod picture because my phone's like connected to my camera, but it looks like I'm watching porn and like getting down with myself. And I actually love that picture so much because it's so natural. It's like one of my favorite pictures. I think Joe has it on his phone. My biggest fear is not seeing the pictures like I'm supposed to. I think I'm understanding that question wrong. Can you like say it in a different way? Do you understand that question, Kai? My biggest fear is not seeing the pictures like I'm supposed to.
Oh, like she doesn't see them as beautiful as you do. Think about when you put me in that white. And you were like, oh, look how gorgeous that is. And I was like, I'm not putting that picture anywhere. Don't ever touch me with that picture ever again.
That's true.
It. I don't even know why it exists.
I put Kylie in this white bodysuit and I thought she looked fire. And to be fair, I posted it here and you all thought she looked fire too. But she was like, ugh, I don't like that outfit. But I've never had anybody just hate how they look, unless I no qualms about it. Actually, I'm really happy she said it. The only time I've had somebody say that they hated how they looked is when they went with something that wasn't their norm. And so I've had it, I think, happen only twice in my whole life, in whole business, is that they chose to go with bold makeup and a more bold hairstyle or bold like curls or something that wasn't their norm. And I always ask, like, do you want more natural? Are we going natural? These are the color, like, what colors do you want to go naturally? Or do you want to go bold? Do you want a bold lips or do you want a matte lip? And I always ask. And I think that the experience makes people feel, like empowers them a lot, which is great. But it makes them choose sometimes bold when they aren't bold people, or like that's not their normal look. And then they see the pictures and they're like, whoa, like bold isn't me. Like I'm not a bold makeup person at all. So it's just really shocking. And that's only happened twice in my whole thing. And of course, I'm like, we can reshoot and we can go natural. But other than that, everybody's always loved their pictures. So I just say to stick with, if you wear bold makeup, then we can go bold. But if you wear more natural and you wear your hair more natural, and you don't like it curled, voice that. Like when I ask you, voice those things and make sure that those concerns are heard and that I understand them. And yeah, don't just choose it because you see it in my work or see it on other people. Go with something that makes you feel comfortable. And I don't want to say always stay in your comfort zone, because even people who sometimes like go bold, they love the bold and they're like, wow, that like I look like a really sexy goddess, even if I don't wear this all the time, like I look amazing. But I will say I think 2 people out of the hundreds of women that I've shot is not bad at all to not like the bold look. And well, it's not even that they didn't like it. They don't even say that they didn't like it. It's they say that that's not a version of themselves that the self that they like have seen before. So it just wasn't what they were expecting. And that makes sense. So if you aren't ready for a shock, don't go bold. I guess. I don't know.
Well, and also it's okay to not love every single photo that you take.
Oh yeah, and it's definitely okay to not love every single photo that I take. And so you might, and I say this about wedding pictures too, because people will be like, why do you deliver so many? Because sometimes you see things in yourself that I don't see, or I see things in you that you don't see. And so like even the change of a slight hand movement, you might be like, or the slight change of like how your mouth is hanging, you might see something like so much more intimate or beautiful in that moment, or you'll be like, oh, I make that face when he does this, and I'd be like, oh, I didn't know, I thought this one was better because your hands is in a different place and I think that looks better artistically. And I'm always looking at it in artistic sense and like that, whereas you're looking at it as like a more emotional side. And so we are going to have completely different favorites. We're never going to have the same favorites. And yeah, I don't know. You don't have to like every picture, and you probably won't like all 200 that I show you. That would be, I mean, I have had people love every single photo that I've shown them, which is crazy. But as I said, you don't have to. Would you suggest doing, oh, sorry, I missed something. Yeah, I go bold, but I do love bare photos. I would love to do like, a complete like section of just like naked, like face naked photos, or just completely naked, no makeup, no anything. That would be stunning. I suggest doing a boudoir before erotica, unless you are super comfortable, super down for everything and whatever person. I definitely suggest boudoir before erotica, because there's not much clothing with boudoir. You're just coming in and we do like a few in some lingerie and then we get naked and we move on to toys and all the fun stuff and go through, yeah, touching yourself till you finish, I guess. But we go through different poses and all that fun stuff too. But it's definitely a lot more sexual and a lot more in tune with yourself and being completely comfortable. There's no room for shame in that, and I don't really allow shame during that. So yeah. I'm super negative about pictures myself. So we're going to change the fact that you're super negative about pictures about yourself and teach you how to love yourself. A huge part is learning the way you look. Yes, yes, yes. A huge part is learning part of the process and that this is you. And I think so many people like you see yourself in a certain way. Like I mean I do it myself. You look in the mirror and you're like, "Oh my God." Like even if I did that in this moment. Like when I first pulled myself up on my computer, I was like, "Oh my God. What is this?" But then I'll take a picture and be like, "Oh my God. That's me. That's how my husband sees me. That's how like other people see me." I just you see yourself how you feel. And so if you feel exhausted, you're going to see yourself as exhausted. You know what I mean? If you feel burnt out, you're going to see yourself as that. If you feel depressed, you definitely see yourself as depressed. And so you see what you feel. And until you learn how to feel better about yourself, and how to translate those emotions, you're not going to see yourself better. And you will be in the same exact state, no makeup on, hair not done. But if you're happy, you're going to view yourself as happy and view yourself positively instead of negatively. But when you're in a negative state, you're definitely going to look in the mirror and be like, and I know that for facts because I can be like top notch, lashes on, hair done, looking like fly as shit, and then something negative like brings me down or like our plans get fucked up, and then I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I look like shit. Split second change because my outlook on everything changed. I'm negative now and I don't even like the way I look. I don't want to go anywhere anymore because this shit happened. Oh, my baby's being a dick. So like I'm not in the mood for any of this anymore. My makeup doesn't even look like, yeah, whole thing changes because of your mindset. Kylie says, if this is you, watch some funny cat videos. No, everybody should just watch the frog video whenever they feel sad.
Oh my God. I agree with
All right.
What happens if you do my makeup and I hate it?
Kylie said, what happens if you do my makeup and I hate it? Will you do it again? Yes. 100%. 100%. I've actually had someone be like, I show them a color and I'm like, is this lip color good? And they're like, yeah, love it. I put it on. They see it. Love, like, it's great, whatever. And then a few seconds later, they'll be like, through a few photos, they'll be like, do you think, can we change this? Can we change this to something else? And I'll be like, yeah, well, let's change it. What, like, are you thinking more dark, more light, more pink, more dark? Like, one day I put a girl in gray and I said, no one ever wants me to put them in gray, but you look fucking like, I don't know. I don't ever put people in gray, but this girl in gray was like a knockout, like 100% a knockout. And so I put her in gray, and then she was like, do you think like we can change it? And I was like, yeah, we can change it. But I was like, do you want to see like what you look like first? And so I showed her, and she was like, holy shit. Like, she really loved it. And she was like, so I really love it. Let's do a little bit in this gray, and then can we change it a little bit? And so instead of changing the gray completely, we did like mauve blend into the gray, and so it's still the gray, but it had some pink tint to it. And she was like, yeah, this is perfection. But just tell me, and please, the thing is voicing.
Was that me?
No, you put like
we did
black.
The same exact thing.
No, you put black on.
No, we put pink into it. You don't remember?
Oh, we did put pink into it, but it wasn't you. It was another girl. I don't have the rights to share her pictures, but they were stunning. And then when she got her album back, I think when she chose her pictures, she chose mostly just the gray ones, the ones that we took in the gray. So, yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I love a gray lip. Gray lip's my life. I wear gray all of the time. I actually think I brought it for tomorrow's wedding because I plan on wearing gray tomorrow. And I forgot the rest of my makeup, so I packed a lip. Oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? What kind of foundation you got that I can wear, Kylie?
No, I actually do, though.
Oh, I was like, I forgot all my makeup.
I have like a contour cream palette.
Oh, okay.
That was for white people and black people.
I was like, Kylie, what kind of makeup are you going to give me that I can wear?
Oh, you have to tell them I'm black.
Because Kylie is black. I'm the palest person ever. Kylie is not. But Kylie somehow has tan lines on her feet from her shoes, even though she's black. So black people tan sometimes. Just so you should know. It's a really weird conversation. But yeah, apparently she has makeup for me, so it's okay. But the point here is that I love my gray lips so much that I remembered to pack a gray lip, but I didn't remember any of the rest of it. So that was fun. Yeah. So the way other people see you also is a huge like thing. But also sometimes, I don't want to say the way other people, of course, the way other people can see you can be negative, but even when other people view you as super positive, sometimes has this like negative thing. And I'm going to be real about this because this is my group, but like you all are wonderful and I love you so much. And you view me so highly and so like in such an amazing way that sometimes it's hard to not be that person. And so sometimes when you're not feeling like the way everybody else views you, so they view you as a super strong, super gorgeous, super whatever person or super confident person, that when you're not feeling that way, you feel like you can't trust in them or you feel like you can't talk to them because they have this and it's not even just this group, but like this ideology of like you being this kind of person, and so you can't be different. You can't be vulnerable or not confident or not all put together. And so you have to have an understanding there and be real with people and not always be one thing. Yeah. It's always like, I like to describe it as like the break between friends when you first start and you're like, your house has to be clean. And then when you actually become friends and you're like, fuck it, I don't even care if you come over, my house is a mess. It's like that. You have to get to that point of like not always being together and not always being this view of perfection, and then like letting it go and actually being your real self. So yeah, is that all these questions? I feel like I've been live for forever. Is that a good amount of questions? Kylie says we're good. All right, I love you ladies. I hope I answered all of your questions, and I'm gonna let you go because we have to plan what we're gonna eat for dinner. So yeah, love you. Thanks for tuning in and watching me this whole time. You guys are great.